Hey guys, what is up? For the past weeks, I've been using the Samsung Galaxy Nexus for AT&T as my primary phone. I must say I like it and I kind of don't like it. So this is my full and honest review of the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, coming from an Apple fanboy, I guess you would say, or an Apple nerd. But let's go ahead and get started first with the hardware. I have some notes here just so we can get started and I don't forget some stuff. But hardware, this is running Android 4.0.4 and it's also known as Ice Cream Sandwich, and the device is only as great as the software that runs on it, and it's a little quote I've heard. But let's go ahead and see here. I'll show you guys that it is Android 4.0.4, and here we go. Oh wait, bear with me. Android version 4.0.4, if you guys can see that, there we go. And yeah, using the kernel version. I haven't messed with any of that, like rooting it and Franco kernel and all that stuff, AOKP ROM. I don't even want to worry about those stuff. I just want to use the phone as Android is, not have to worry about that. But yeah, that's the hardware of it, and it is HSPA Plus. This is the unlocked version. I'm not on on Verizon or Sprint or any of that with the LTE functionality. But let's go ahead and talk about some other stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the screen. It is 4.65 inches, and it's pretty big. Every time I pull it out, it's like, whoa, why is your phone so big? And then, all those people who have iPhones, they're like, why is your phone so big, and all that stuff. But the huge screen size of the Galaxy Nexus actually makes me feel like the iPhone is much better with the 3.5 inch, because that's perfect size. A smartphone, it's supposed to fit in your pocket, it's supposed to, be good and all, and it just feels better in the hand. The 3.5 inches and the iPhone just feels better. But we all know the next iPhone will probably be 4 inches, and hopefully they won't go overboard and stuff. But that's just my opinion on the screen. Also, let's go ahead and talk about some other stuff here. Let's go ahead and scroll down here on my notes here. The screen resolution is also quite different on here. This is a 1280 by 720 resolution. It's not like the iPhones, of course, Retina display. I like both of them, This is pretty nice and clear also. But the Retina display is quite nicer. It's much cleaner. The colors aren't that dark, as dark as the one on Android here. Like, this is a Super AMOLED display, and whites kind of look a bit dark, and the blacks and the blues, I don't know. This Retina display, it looks better. But I can handle this. It's really nice watching YouTube videos also in 720p. And the good thing about this, you can watch Vivo videos on YouTube. I know some they block on iOS when you're on the YouTube mobile app and stuff like that. Also, this has Flash, which is pretty nice. I know Android has had Flash for almost the whole time, I guess. But let's go ahead and see what else. There's two types of Super AMOLED. This is the Super AMOLED and the Super AMOLED Plus, which is a Sans Plus, and the AMOLED is a pentile screen. And yeah, I don't care. I don't think you guys would care about that, but I know some people do. And also, the screen is curved as well. So as you guys can see here, it's curved on the bottom, and it feels nice when you're on the phone as well. When you're calling someone, or you're talking to someone on the phone. And what else we got here? Let's go ahead and talk about the buttons down here. As you guys can see, these are not physical buttons. These are all capacitive. So this goes back to where you were, and this is the home button. And this is the app switcher, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice and all. It's pretty cool. I like it. That's one thing about this Galaxy Nexus, which is pretty nice, and you can just go ahead and end the application running in the background, and it's just pretty cool, I must say. Also, let's go ahead and talk about some other stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about battery life now. So this Galaxy Nexus takes about 90 minutes to charge from 0 to 100, and what's good about Android phones, well, some Android phones I believe, I'm not sure, but you can go ahead and switch out the battery, so you can pop it out, and you don't have to worry about having your phone dead. Although, I must say, this battery life sucks. When I was in the car charging it, I found it going down, which is weird when you're supposed to be going up when you're charging it. I don't know what's up with that. I remember having my notes somewhere why it does that. But when I'm charging it, I'm using it, the battery would just drain. It's supposed to go up. And alright, sorry about that, guys. I hate it when my camera stops recording. But as I was saying with the battery life, you know, the phone, when the phone is like plugged into a less powerful source, such as the USB hub, you know, when you're in a car. And you know, when I was using the phone, it was actually draining your battery faster than the power source can charge it. But I don't know what's up with that. Though it will not drain at the same 1% per minute speed. I don't know what's up with that. But the next thing we shall talk about is the camera. I mean, this camera is just garbage. It's terrible. It's a 5 megapixel camera, and I don't know what brand did this, or what company did this. Oh well, I accidentally locked it. Well, I don't know what company did the camera, but I do believe on iPhone Sony did the camera work. But the camera is just bad. Just my opinion, but I like the functions that they have, the options that you can do. And you know, the zoom in right there, and you know, here's all the options you get. You don't get this on iPhone, on the default camera application. What you get right here: camera settings, your picture size, and you get your scene mode, auto, action, night, sunset, party. I like all those. This is which is pretty cool. You have exposure settings as well. You get your white balance settings, which is pretty nice. You know, something that iPhone doesn't have on the default camera. Flash, you know, we all have that on the iPhone, of course. And then you have video mode, which is right here. The video is quite decent. I think they're almost the same with the iPhone 4S. You can kind of tell a difference, but this is also nice. Panorama mode, you know, they should just add that to the default camera on the iPhone. But you know, you have to download an app. Let's see, what else? Also, I hate about this phone is also the vibrate. You know, when you're about to move something or you want to remove something, you know, it vibrates, which is kind of annoying sometimes. Also, when you first get the phone, it vibrates on when you're, you know, texting or something using the keyboard. And to take a screenshot, all you have to do is just hold down the lock button, which is right here, and hold down the power button. There we go, and it'll go to your screenshots album in gallery. And let's see what else we have to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. And also, which is pretty nice addition to this phone, is when you have a notification, there's going to be like a little light that pops up here, and it'll change. There's various colors that you can do. Also, you can edit the colors with an app to edit your colors that you want for the notification. Blue is for Facebook, and green is for text, I believe. That's all I remember. There's some other ones. But there's a lot of things I like about Android, and a lot of things I don't like about it. But one of the downsides of this phone is the speaker is pretty low, I must say. I had to download an app, Volume Plus, to boost up the volume on this speaker, which was pretty bad. And iPhone 4S speaker wins there. It's pretty hot here with all these lights. But let's go ahead and talk about apps here. You do have the Google Play Store, which is filled with a whole bunch of apps. What I like about Android is you can download APK files, which is like you can transfer. Yeah, that's one thing I like about Android. Also, the transferring is super easy. Just plug it into your computer and you're done. That's pretty much it. Transfer movies and a whole bunch of stuff. But the Google Play Store is filled with a whole bunch of apps and stuff. But you know, games, not really. I don't like. But the apps are pretty decent. It's almost like iOS, but you know, a lot of developers prefer iOS for making games, for selling games and whole stuff, and Android always gets stuff late. But yeah, you can also download can't even say it right now, APK files, which is basically apps, and you can just transfer it to your phone. You don't have to pay for apps. And another thing I like about Android is widgets. It's pretty nice. I got this clock widget also. And then here's widgets. You can add a whole bunch of widgets to your home screen. And you know, no lag at all. That's what I like about this Galaxy Nexus. You can overclock it as well. And let's let's go and see here. This is the YouTube widget. If you guys can see that. There we go. And of course, the toggles on top here. Toggles. Love this toggles for notification center. You know, you can get it only on iPhone when you're jailbroken with SP settings or Intel Esprit Next. And I do believe Android had the notification center first. And yeah, here's all my notifications on top. And here's the battery life, battery status and stuff, which is pretty bad. Also keyboard, you can go ahead and let's go ahead and go into notes here. With the keyboard, I like that you can add third-party keyboards and you can use swipe and all. I took it off for right now, but here's just the keyboard. I'll show you. It's pretty nice, no lag at all, and it comes up with suggestions for words up there. Let's see what else we have to talk about this phone. Hopefully there isn't much more. Also, the integration with Google. There's just so much stuff that Google has packed into this phone. You've got Google Maps, Gmail, Google Plus, the Google Play Music, the YouTube, of course, and Talk, navigation, and Messenger. That's all from Google. The navigation I gotta love, I must say. And you just, you know, just the overall sync of Google and, you know, the Google voice thing right here. Just go ahead and Google search stuff, anything you like. And let's see here. I think I've almost wrapped it all up. Let's see what else. Okay, so though Android is responsive, the overall UI still doesn't feel fast to me, you know. I know I said it was fast earlier, no lag at all, but sometimes I feel it's slow. And, you know, when I was playing games, it just felt smoother on iOS for some reason. Maybe because I'm used to it, and, you know, coming from an Apple guy. I can fly through iOS because it's both responsive and, you know, consistent and stuff. But, you know, Android 4.0 on the Galaxy Nexus is responsive, but there are a few things that are inconsistent or confusing. Oftentimes, the same actions, such as sharing in different apps, use different buttons, stashed away in different places, if you know what I mean. But for the final verdict, Android, I believe, shouldn't be your first phone, for your smartphone. You know, if you're coming from, like, iPhone or something, you should just stay on iPhone. And, you know, I think Android is, like, if I recommend for someone to get a smartphone, I wouldn't get Android. I would recommend them to get to an iPhone, or maybe a Windows Phone. I haven't tried a Windows Phone yet. But, to those who want to use Android, I say go for it. But, you know, I think the choice is wrong. There are many fine things about Android that it does differently and better than iOS. And, you know, they both have their own ways. But I can understand how tech people, you know, like me, that are getting into would like Android. But, you know, overall, I'd say go ahead and you know, stay on your iPhone if you're getting bored of iPhone. If you want to go ahead and try out Android, I suggest you would. Also, if you want to, there are many options you can do. But I like this phone, and I don't like it. The battery life is just bad. The overall OS is pretty nice, I must say. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully that wasn't too long. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my full review on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus.